Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Strategic Command World War II, World at War. This is episode number 77 in our Let's Play series, where we're playing as the Allies. We're into late 1945, it is December, we're actually about to cross over into the new year of 1946, and the war is going moderately well, but also disastrously badly at the same time. Russia's on the verge of collapse. We have made it to winter, so that may allow us to survive for a couple more months or turns. We'll see. The final Soviet capital is on the verge of falling. Meanwhile, the American invasion of Japan is underway. We've pushed east of Hiroshima, but we're really stuck in a bottleneck and swarm of Japanese forces, so that's been very difficult for us to make much headway. We did nuke Osaka a couple of turns ago, and last turn, the American technology advanced to jet fighter technology, so we're now on par with the Germans in the technology department for fighter aircraft, which should be a huge advantage for us if we try another invasion of France to at least be on par with the Germans in terms of technology, although certainly not in experience. And it should also enable us to more easily defend against any sort of German invasion if they do try and launch an invasion of Great Britain. If not, my hope is that we can overwhelm Japan before 1947 when the game ends, and I think if we take Tokyo and hold London, we will win a minor victory, but I could be wrong on that, although the continent is pretty much gone. There's almost no chance for us to turn the tide there. Anyway, this was taken from a live stream on my Twitch channel from a little bit over a week ago, and I'm just going to resume the stream here. We're about to end the turn and move into 1946. Now Greek partisans are rising up. You know what's really annoying is that the second that the Soviets fall, there are no partisans in all of the Soviet Union, and yet there are partisans well after Greece or Yugoslavia fall. That's kind of annoying. All right, U.S. gets ASW level 4. Nice. Great job, Russia, working on your logistics development. Too bad you're never going to survive to use it. Oh, no. Where did that cruiser come from? I guess it just sailed right by my Navy? I thought it would have tripped over my Navy. That sucks. Well, we just lost a Marine division at sea for absolutely no purpose. Fucking A. Should have just left him in the goddamn port. It wasn't even a port. Apparently the Marines have the ability to jump on transports regardless of if there's actually port facilities there or not. Meanwhile, you can see they just reinforced that army that we had whittled down to almost nothing, which is great. I really hope we get better weather there so we can use our air power against those guys. All right, Japanese continue to hit the oil in India, which kind of regenerates itself over time, but meanwhile, great. Good weather over the Soviet Union. It is cold, but good weather pretty much, I'm assuming, pretty much assures the fall of Perm. Although they're not focusing on Perm itself, they're focusing on the army adjacent to Perm. Still, they'll probably destroy it and then move 3 units in on attack on a 3-unit front. You can see our jets there are intercepting. The Japanese don't have jets yet, which is interesting. They're the only power who does not have level 5 fighter tech yet. Britain is going to see its economy slowly ground into dust by these German V weapons. You can see artillery units here are bombarding our troops southwest of Perm as well. The V weapons apparently somehow destroyed part of our air wing in Southampton. German fighters just swept over Southampton and completely obliterated our fighter wing on that British carrier. I wouldn't have thought they'd be that effective. Did we upgrade those guys to jets yet or not? Meanwhile, the Germans are attacking south toward Magnitogorsk, nowhere near any of the objectives they need to go for, I guess, which is nice. They're attacking this army southwest of Perm and have weakened it down to level 1 strength. They're attacking our tanks here east of Sverdlovsk, whittling them down almost to nothing. The German attack is noted, despite the fact that we are losing pretty bad in terms of losses here. The German attacks in Russia have not been all that effective this turn, and I think that's probably the winter bonus that we're seeing here. So you can see a lot of German attacks that are doing some damage or a little bit of damage, but not a lot of damage, and I'm guessing, again, that's the winter bonus. Meanwhile, the German armor is attempting to attack the American army here in Sicily, and actually our artillery does a remarkable job of helping us hold off the Germans there. Meanwhile, the army southwest of Perm was just obliterated, and so now the Germans can bring a 4-unit front to Perm on the next turn. So the Soviet Union, as I've been saying all day, its days are numbered. They haven't actually started attacking Perm directly yet, though, so the capital continues to hold, it looks like, for another turn, although it will almost certainly fall next turn, now that we have no sort of salient on the southwest. They spent this entire turn focusing on that salient, and now they'll be able to attack on a 4-unit front, which probably means at least 8 attacks on the city. Looks like bad weather continues to exist over Japan here in January of 46. We could really use good weather here for our aircraft to get into the fray. The German armored train is railing east near Kurgan, or we've got a corps blocking the railway there. We'll see if they attack this turn, or it doesn't look like it. Any prospect of Japan capitulating? Neuhauser, probably not anytime soon. Japan's national morale was below 20 last I checked. We'll have to take a look and see, but I don't think it's likely. I would guess it's... I mean, we probably are going to have to take Tokyo with our ground troops, I think, for that to happen. Their morale does drop with the atom bombing pretty precipitously. I don't know if we get any more nukes. I don't think we do. We've nuked 2 cities. I've been told you get 3 nukes, but I think that's only true if you don't invade the home islands and then you nuke Hiroshima, Nagasaki, and then later Osaka. I'm not sure if there will be another nuke that would hit Tokyo or not. But I don't think Japan is likely to surrender. All right, so heavy artillery. Let's take a look at the national morale here. So if we go to Japan, we go to national morale. You can see their morale is below 20. It has to hit 0. It's at 17 right now. All right, so actually, maybe we've got a chance versus the 20th Army here. It's snowing again, so I still can't bomb it, unfortunately. But with a level 3 attack there, actually we get 4 on that attack. And there you go. We just knocked out that unit. Do we want to bring the paratroopers in, or who do we want to drop? I don't want to put tanks adjacent to an enemy anti-tank gun. I can't get the 3rd Army up that way. They're too far. These guys are not at 100% strength. Again, it would be tempting to throw a mechanized unit and just race it forward here, but again, with this anti-tank unit here, it probably needs to be infantry. So I think we'll drop the 101st Airborne, maybe? They're not going to be great against the enemy, but we'll see. Maybe once the weather clears, I can start trying to whittle the Japanese down there. Where did their cruiser go, by the way? So they've got, what did they have? One cruiser, 1 sub? Still says they have 3, so can we find where these guys went? All right, so we found their ships here. All right, so actually the cruiser is in striking... Oh, no, we don't have anywhere to launch from, do we? No good weather anywhere up here. Maybe if we can get in near the coast near Hacketite. Can't quite get there, can I? Is there good weather here? No, but the cruiser's in bad weather. Never mind. All right, so we've got to use our surface forces. I don't think I can get enough of them in. No, we can do damage to it. We just won't sink it. Yeah, that's the only unit I'm going to be able to attack with. I can try and go after the sub here with my cruiser. I don't have any destroyers out here, so escort carriers are my best weapon there. All right, let's reinforce these battleships here using the captured shipyards of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Swing our carriers up here. What about these carrier air wings? How much can they get reinforced? Just a limited amount. This sub here can get 5. Let's get these guys. They can get up to 8 there, I think. This battleship can reinforce 2 more, up to 8. Actually, no, don't do that shit. Get them away. I don't want to put ships in range of the coast of China, where the Japanese have a ton of air power. Naval Flotilla Tactical Air. So they do have some air units in Japan now, but they're TAC air. These guys don't have anywhere to go to reinforce, so I'll just spend my points bombarding them. Unlike ground units, air units, when you bombard them with naval forces, tend not to do much. Is there anything? We'll send these guys to Guam. Get that carrier upgraded. All right, I think we're going to evacuate our invasion of Japan here, or China. There's no prospect of success down here. We'll drop these guys, do some reinforcements in the Philippines. Get this headquarters unit out of here. This is a British headquarter unit. I don't think any of these ground units are British. We'll try and hold out near Hong Kong for a little bit longer. We'll leave this U.S. carrier there to support them. I have a UK headquarters and only 1 UK unit. But I guess with a headquarters and 1 UK unit, I could drop them onto Japan as well. I just don't have anywhere to drop them where there's room for more troops. All right, so this tactical bomber might as well upgrade to long range 2 and ground attack 3. What's the supply situation? Is Hiroshima getting any better? Not really. Reinforce that army. So I guess we could throw these mechanized troops on transports or something. I really don't know. Sending these guys on transports. I don't want these guys to die cut off behind enemy lines. Japanese might move their sub and cruiser around this way to try and hit at them. I'll put my sub here to try and short circuit that. I mean, we could try and land in, like... Is there anybody in Busan? There's fighters in Busan. Just great. It's like we could try and land these guys in Korea. Maybe they could do something there. I guess we can try and bomb interceptors out of China, escorts. I can't see what actually happened. So we lost 2 bombers there and what, 1 fighter? I would think my jet fighters would fare pretty well against them. But looks like we lost more there, so not really great. Okay. These tactical fighters are buried in snow on Okinawa, apparently. Can't upgrade any of them. Oh, we do have this headquarter unit here. This guy has 1 strike, so I think we'll swing it around as well. Oh, shoot. I wanted to give it some air cover. Let's set this mode to fighter. Should provide some cap against enemy fighters if they try and attack it. Set mode to fighters. Combat air patrol. Swing these guys around here. The thing is, I can move these guys to the other side of Japan, and they can still hit these guys over to the east if the weather goes bad. But I'm planning on using the Geiger HQ to do an amphibious attack, which will give us a bonus, I think, against these anti-tank guns, and then hit them with my ground units, maybe. I'm not sure. We'll see. Level 3 anti-tank guns are probably... I do not want my armor facing off against these guys. But this is going to be a little bit more challenging, because unlike the previous scenario where I could attack a 1 hex from 2 hexes, it is now them having a 2 hex front versus my 1 hex. So we'll see. But if the weather turns to my favor, my tactical air, I think, from both of these hexes, southern Japan and also Iwo Jima, should be able to do some work here. Hopefully. All right. So we also have some new units for the Americans. So we have the 2nd U.S. Heavy Artillery, which I think will be more useful in the British Isles. So we'll go ahead and, now that we've upgraded these guys to jets, we're going to operate them to Great Britain. So we'll have more fighter jets here in Great Britain. We'll just fly them over the channel. You know, sneaky strategy for Germany would be to just launch an amphibious attack of the United States. Not sure if they could pull it off or not. Like, not sure if they're smart enough to do it, because boy, oh, are we open to invasion. Meanwhile, the attack on Gibraltar really hasn't materialized yet. We'll continue bombarding Cadiz until it's a smoking pile of rubble. All right, we'll reinforce our army here. And just let these guys dig in, hopefully. Are they going to have more than 5 supply tomorrow? They're 1 hex away from a damn headquarters unit, and they can't get more than 5 supply. That's lame. I wonder what Bashir is. I don't think it's a supply center. But I didn't get a notice that the Germans were being attrited there, so probably, to some extent, it is. These guys got their entire air wing obliterated by German fighters, which is just great. What's the fighter unit? They are 5, so they were jets and they still got obliterated? Huh. Well, let's move these guys to northern England then, where they're maybe a little bit out of range of Me-262s. Reinforce these guys. Reinforce the American jets here. So we now have 3 jet units for the Americans in Britain. The British carriers now also have jets. So we'll upgrade them to advanced fighters level 5. We'll reinforce this battleship. Didn't we have a destroyer? We do. So move this guy to Plymouth. Anybody else need to upgrade? Maybe these guys need to upgrade their ASW? I'm not sure. Oh, this fighter, this carrier needs to upgrade. I don't think it needs a level 10 port to upgrade, so I think we can do that up here at Scapa. Alright, this battleship will swing. Let's take a look at, make sure there's no enemy landing craft here getting ready in the channel. It does not look like it. So we'll sail these guys over here. And we'll swing this cruiser into London's port. Alright, so I think that does it for that. Meanwhile, if we go to the upgrade tool, I don't think there's, I guess that headquarter unit, in theory, can upgrade. The ports could upgrade. I don't think having anti-aircraft defenses defends you against rockets at all, which is unfortunate. Invade places like Crete, Greece, Norway. Hope the AA sends troops to deal with them to stall for time. Yeah, maybe. I mean, we did take Sardinia from the Axis, and we also took Corsica. Palma is also ours. Malta's still ours. We have Sicily for the moment anyway. Crete, maybe. We could. That might not be a terrible strategy. And then maybe, well, Rhodes is, I guess, Axis occupied. So maybe Rhodes. But most of those areas are already under our control. All right, we're going to move this sub into the Atlantic here. All right. Get this guy to reinforce. So we'll reinforce the troops in Burma. Yeah, we can get anti-air defenses on some of these guys too. Upgrade these fighters to their max. Man, our supply situation is so damn bad. It's weird too, because like, I've got an Indian headquarters unit there. Is there anything coming for India? Did I buy something? We got an army coming in February. Guess I'd rather a headquarter unit, but these guys will probably get killed by the Japanese coming south. Let's see here. Chinese front. Reinforce these troops. Everybody took those losses. We'll get their reinforcements up. Nope, not going to attack south of the Turpin Depression there by those guys. They would have gotten butchered. All right, so we'll just kind of continue hanging out up here. Interesting. Great supply situation for our troops. So I could try and move maybe this army forward. The army might be the only thing that can actually do anything in terms of its punching power. Anything else the Chinese can research right now with their money? Command and control. I don't think it really... I don't know what AP is. That is like attack points, maybe? I mean, industrial technology with all of China in Japanese hands wouldn't really do us any good. Anti-aircraft defenses, maybe, but they don't have the money for that right now. Is there anything that we have money for? Logistics, again, not going to make a difference with the current situation. So probably not. I don't have the money for AA. I need 125. All right. All right, we'll switch these guys over to fighters. Hopefully provide some cover for these guys. Guess we can upgrade the headquarter unit to have AA. All right, so the Soviets, we still have to oversee the death knell of the Soviet Union. Well, actually, wait. Do we want to try and attack any of these guys? Can we do anything with an attack there? Not really. I can move these guys in here. They'll die, but at least they'll act as maybe a diversion for the Germans. Reinforce this armored unit. Ace the Saint. Thank you very much. Ace the Saint 1. Thank you very much for the follow. Alright, so Sverdlovsk, those troops are going to stay there because they're dug in, but I'll move this AA gun here. We'll attack here. We'll get a 2-to-1. I didn't even get any damage done? Alright, trying to use up this artillery, this Nebelwerfer, this rocket artillery here, trying to use its ammo up. I don't want to attack these guys, though. They're going to try and survive. Maybe I'll trick the Germans into at least moving that unit. Well, that pair is going to die. All right. Well, who knows? Maybe moving this corps south of Perm will buy it one more month of life. Hopefully the snow covers this entire area and they can't use their air force against us. But I'm hoping that they spend some of their attacks on these guys, which may save Perm. since they can't have a 4-unit front anymore, just a 3, at least till they destroy that core. Lord knows they have enough units, though. Attack that armored train. Of course we do nothing, but, you know, maybe we reduce their morale a little bit. Yeah, no point in leaving any money on the table for the Germans. We might as well spend the Soviet money that we have. It's enough for one new army, I guess. And then the Americans have 573 left. So for the Americans, what are we going to do? We can't buy any more TAC air. I guess we've maxed out there. I can buy an advanced fighter for the Americans. Should really get some destroyers for the Americans. It's going to be a while before any of that stuff comes online. July for that destroyer, but level 4 ASW sure would be nice. Another fighter as well, so you can see we've gone heavy on the air support side for the Americans. Mainly because my assumption is that surviving in Great Britain is going to have a large part to do with defending against the German air attacks with our fighters, blunting it, and then having TAC air counterattack the Germans with ground attacks on their new landing units. Thank you very much for the follow, Leo the Just. How's the situation? The supply situation in Great Britain really doesn't seem to be impacted by the bombings by the V weapons. Britain really needs to invest in better ground attack or better. They've got level 5 fighters, but their tactical bombers kind of suck. We're already researching ground attack weapons level 1, but we haven't gotten there yet. Diablog9, thank you very much for the Prime sub. Appreciate it, dude. All right. Yeah. What do we have available? 125. I'm going to drop another chit into the anti-air defense for the British. They need that badly. They're actually researching 1,200, which is surprisingly high for as little as we've seemed to focus on research for a while. I think that's going to do it for this turn, though. I don't see us making any progress on the Japanese front this turn. We'll see as long as, you know, I guess we did destroy that one enemy unit. We'll see if we can bring some of our land units into the drive on Osaka. Maybe swing my headquarters unit one closer to the front or something, or use our landing craft here to knock out the anti-tank unit to try and have a 2-front. If we can get a 2-front on Osaka, we might be able to overwhelm the city. We could potentially try and land here and destroy this TAC air as well, but I need a way to reinforce my my troops. I need to get my troops strike capabilities back up. I mean, I think we'd be okay once we destroy this anti-tank gun, because then we can bring our armor to bear, which the Japanese aren't terribly good against. Or even if the weather gets good and I can start hitting them with my Air Force, although I only have really one TAC air, well, 2 TAC airs, and 1 strategic air unit. The supply situation might not make them super effective, though. I'm not sure. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this turn. So we'll move forward to February of 46, which I am almost 100% sure will witness the fall of the Soviet Union. But I guess we'll find out here in just a moment. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for this episode of Strategic Command World War II, World at War. As we said, Russia is on the verge of collapse. We're moving into the late winter of 1946. We're hopefully going to get better weather in Japan so we can launch further offensives against the Japanese. I'm hopeful that I can make some progress in Japan, but the problem that we're running into is weather is preventing me from bringing any of my rapidly upgrading Air Force into play. Also, I'm running into logistical challenges where my Air Force units are not able to get enough supply to be as effective as they could be. But we'll see. The Japanese also seem to be rebuilding their fleet, and my fleet is a little bit exposed in the Sea of Japan. But those are all things that we'll have to figure out how to deal with next turn. Until next turn, as always, this is the Historical Gamer saying once again, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I'm out.